Hi, I'm Poppy. I'm a member of the Ladies Hockey Club. I'm actually the 6th team captain. I'm a law student and a fellow advocate in all of this.
I'm Liv. I'm the club captain for this season, do international business, and I'm here to support. So could you guys, as an introduction, briefly walk us through the open letter and the main points of it?
Yeah, absolutely. In February, we decided to pen an open letter to the Students' Union after a series of shortfallings that their institution has been largely at fault with in terms of how they respond and deal with sexual violence on campus, and how they have just neglected to put the appropriate mechanisms in place for lots of societies to deal with such. I mean, we came together after quite a big case came about in our club, and we decided that now was the time to act. We couldn't let them fail any more of our players or anyone else on campus, and so we were asking them to update their code and directly include sexual assault and rape, which is something that isn't mentioned within their code currently. We've asked for a framework that societies and all clubs on campus can follow in terms of when an allegation gets raised, because I think that's something that we found really quite difficult, is that there wasn't any guidelines, and sexual violence is something that happens to 50% of people on campus, and so if there isn't the appropriate mechanisms to safeguard 50% of people, then the institution's failing them. We also wanted the implementation of an automatic and immediate suspension for members following the investigation and following the opening of an investigation of sexual violence. That's again something that's not written into the code of conduct, and it's something that we think is absolutely necessary to protect victims on campus and to protect them in the immediate aftermath of something that's incredibly troubling. And then finally, our fourth point was mandatory welfare training and wellbeing support for all committee members and everyone who's involved in such, because we found that not only is the topic of sexual violence incredibly hard-hitting for a lot of people, but actually like supporting individuals that have gone through it takes a toll on your own self. So I mean, our club captains and our welfare secs are people that are only students at the end of the day, and I think it's really necessary for them to have the necessary support and welfare checks whilst they're aiding an individual in such manner.
We keep raising questions to them. It's like, why is treasurer training and committee first mandatory, but welfare training isn't? And that's something that we feel really strongly about. Like, you need welfare to protect and be there as a support mechanism for the whole of your society, and I just don't get how the SU haven't seen that as a mandatory role. What were the steps that kind of ensued the posting of the open letter, just kind of the process that followed?
It kind of happened on one weekend where we had 12 individuals within the hockey committee write complaints to the Students' Union regarding one individual case of sexual violence, and then it became abundantly clear that we needed to take this further. And so we did it off the cusp. We didn't warn them it was going to happen. It was very much we wanted decisive action, and the way we needed to do it was through the open letter.
This was also, we hadn't had any replies from the complaints that were submitted. So it's like, you know, our club has submitted 12 complaints, you've not replied to us. We're going to take this further. We're going to go above and beyond that to actually get the action that we need to see.
So we wrote the open letter immediately. Within, I think it was like 12 hours, it got 1,000 signatures. Wow. Sorry, 2,000, got it wrong. 2,000 signatures. It was brilliant. Like, it was just astounding.
But we're still getting people signing the letter. It doesn't stop until you get the change.
Yeah, I was watching what societies were going to repost, and I think it was really interesting to see which clubs on campus were advocates for change and wanted to see the things that we were calling for implemented, and which ones weren't. It was very apparent to us. It wasn't just a sport issue, it's something that is so widespread. I mean, we love the Doctor Who Society because
the Doctor Who Society.
Oh no, it's brilliant. They're our biggest fans. Shout
out Doctor Who.
Shout out Doctor Who Society because they reposted every single one of our Instagram stories, all of our letters.
There's quite a stereotype that this kind of thing is a problem to sports societies. Would you say it's like like relevant for everyone.
Yeah, massively. The code of conduct isn't just specifically for sports societies, it's for the university as a whole. It protects every student who is a part of the SU.
Which is 20,000 people who are signed up, who are affiliated with the SU.
300 societies within the uni. Like, there needs to be something to protect everyone. It's not just us, it just happens to be women's hockey, the ones who are advocating for the change that everyone else needs, because the SU fundamentally let us down.
And I know quite a widespread club. You know, we have 7 teams. How many members do we have? Like 200?
Yeah, about 180.
We're in a very brilliant position to bring this to the forefront of people's minds, and we've got a good Instagram following. You know, we can get it out there, we can get our message spread.
It's weird, it's like, nice is the wrong word, but it's a sense of empowerment of like all of us coming together to like advocate for the change that we want to see. And we've developed friendships throughout it, and it's,
you guys have a group chat.
We have a group chat called Gobshites Assembled, where there's 5 of us in it who are kind of the gobshitey individuals in all of this.
You say you guys definitely assembled?
We definitely assembled. We have a photo outside of when we went to go meet the Vice Chancellor, and there's a photo of us all like this, holding our arms up. It's brilliant.
The SU, as part of their response, have posted that they are going to be conducting focus groups with Atkinson HR.
They've called literally anybody on campus to take part in. Just want everyone to get involved, to provide their own hot takes on what the code should look like, and on their opinions and how they've interacted with it. I mean, we are obviously advocates for change in terms of sexual violence, but there's many issues within the code. The code included a slur. I mean, I don't think that represents an inclusive code.
Like a range of sports societies and like normal uni societies like Doctor Who are getting involved as well.
Yeah.
So it will be really good to see like a range of different opinions, but like ultimately everyone is in the same opinion as us of wanting to change it. And
how much would you say your demands have been met so far?
We're making good progress, and we're now working with the SU, like what we've said on our Instagram. I feel like everything we're doing, we want to keep everyone updated, like keep the momentum going. And so the SU are setting out these promises which we hope are going to be met, and we're going to follow up no matter what. Like we want to know what's happening. We want to be involved every step of the way. It's definitely heading more in the direction of not working against them how we were before, but now working with them, because I feel like they've definitely heard our voices and they know what we want.
A lot of this came about because of our relationship with the men's hockey club, and I don't think they really realised the ground workings of how a lot of clubs operate. It's not something that is a rare case. It's not something that impacts just individuals. It impacts wider groups.
So as you guys were saying then, like it's gone from sort of working against them to working with them. How would you say like your morale is now? Because obviously the feeling that seemed to come from the post was frustration and anger. How are you guys feeling about it all now?
A lot more positively.
It's like massively rewarding, like actually being like acknowledged through not just like our friends, but like the wider like university, like even like people in other universities are reaching out.
So Cardiff Uni was very supportive of us. We have a lot of conversations about how our uni had signed up to a commitment of tackling sexual violence on campus, and it signed it with Bath University, like UE, Bath Spa. We've held our university and our students' union like accountable to that standard, and I hope that we can maybe change the narrative within their unis and see if they're holding their union and universities accountable to it. If you're gonna say that you're gonna tackle sexual violence on campus, I want to see that put into fruition.
Like with other unis as well, it's not just a case of like reacting to what's happening. It's being proactive beforehand and putting those measures in place to make sure they are there.
What's happened is quite a responsive result of us getting 3,000 signatures on an open letter, and I don't think it should have to take that to admit that our uni has got a problem of sexual violence and it needs to be changed. When we were sat down having meetings with the union, I don't think they even realised how outdated their code of conduct is. I like to refer to it as the Bible of our union, because it is the centrepiece and it is the centrefold that we all have to abide by, and I think all unions should be very aware of what it contains and what it doesn't contain, and how that then impacts your student body.
On that note, what now? What is sort of the plan for the following months? Is there some stuff you want to carry out specifically like as a hockey team next year? I don't know if you guys will be here next year, but what's the plan of action?
I think it's more like currently we're just going to continue updating our Instagram where we can.
Very much wanting this to be finished and to be put into place by pre-season of next year, which starts August 12th. Yeah. We really want these mechanisms and the updated code to be done by then to protect the new incoming freshers that are going to be starting then. And
it's kind of like starting those conversations.
Yeah.
Like getting it out in the open.
But hopefully this next year we can see, number one, more communication between both parties. At the moment, people don't feel like they can go to either one, and I think hopefully if they build up a better relationship between them, that it will encourage individuals that the system in place does want to support them and does want to help them. I hope that this doesn't just stop. I mean, I'm graduating, so I won't be here, but I know Liv and our other friend Esme, who's very much involved in this, are both here next year.
We'll be there to make sure it's getting put into place.
Yeah,
amazing.
Massively.
And
any last thoughts? Final words?
Our friend Esme has always emphasised that this is a very hard-hitting topic, and it's something that it's uncomfortable because it affects people so deeply. And I think us coming together and hopefully helping students on campus is doing something for the better. I mean, it's really been very fulfilling and very empowering for us as 5 women coming together and talking about something that affects so many people.
I feel like we're so, like, I don't know what the word is, like, so engrossed in it right now. When you actually take a step back and look at what we're achieving and what we're pushing for within, like, our university campus, it's amazing. Like, it's just such a rewarding thing to see happen.